Hello friends and welcome back. I thought I'd do a little fun video, a little frivolous video about why I have decided not to date British men anymore. And this video it's not designed to be rage bait, because I was thinking to myself, why have the last couple of people that you've liked been American? I have never on my channel ever had a British crush. I just do not find British men attractive at all. And I thought I'd go into the reasons why. So if you're new, there's a lot of lore to catch up on, so binge watch a load of my other videos. So the main difference between American and British men is that I find British men will rich shame me for wanting money. So the last couple of people I've been involved with have always seen me in a really negative light. They see me as shallow, they see me as only wanting money, and they have projected their pain onto me basically. By me wanting to become successful, they have taken a jab at me. They've called me all sorts of names. One man called me delusional because I wanted to become successful and I wanted to make money. And I find this really common among British men that I date. British men that I date or talk to or whatever do not like the idea of me being successful. This is one of the main reasons I want to move to America, because American men seem to be more receptive to a female being in their power and a female being strong and a female having ambitions. British men do not seem to like women having ambitions. British men, I've always found men to be quite negative. If I talk about wanting to be a YouTuber, people always laugh at me and they see it as a pipe dream. They don't understand that I have ambitions. And they always want to derail me or push me down or say it's not going to happen. I basically disturb their ego. In me being ambitious, I disturb their ego. Their ego as a man. I've just sadly encountered a lot of insecure men that can't handle the fact that I want to make money. I'm not a materialistic person, but I like the security that money brings. Like you've seen, I'm not really into fashion or makeup or anything. I just want to make money so that I'm safe and secure. And it tends to kick up a lot in men if I want to be rich, if I want to make money, and they almost rich shame me. It emasculates them. If I communicate a standard, such as I want to go out to dinner, if you say that to a British man, they always throw it back on you, saying, you don't deserve dinner, you don't look good enough for someone to take you out to dinner. That is the kind of British mindset of, you're not worthy to be taken out to dinner. I just kind of got fed up with it. I kind of got fed up with British men being like this. And I know it's not all British men. I had to caveat that it's all British men that I have encountered. Sadly, it is largely where I am. Geography wise, I'm in a deprived town. So when you live in a deprived town, the men don't have economic means to take you out for dinner. And then you get caught in this cycle of you're trying desperately to leave the town, you know, that you were brought up in and you grew up in. And I definitely noticed a difference in times in my life where I moved away from this town and I was dating in the city. The men were more receptive. When you live in a small broke town, men don't want to take you out to dinner, and that's sadly what I found. So that's really the first thing. The first thing is that British men, I have found, do not like to see a powerful woman that is outspoken. It just disturbs their ego and it kicks up so much in their psyche. So the second point is that I think you'll have more luck if you are dating in an area where you are viewed as the exotic person. If you placed me in an American town, by default, I would be exotic to the local residents because I'm from the UK, I'm British, I've been socialized a different way. So to Americans, I'm different, I'm exotic. Whereas when you put me amongst British people, I'm just one of a number. They've seen it before. I'm the same. So they don't view me in the same light. Whereas when I sometimes look at the comment section, come to America, you'll get a boyfriend if you move to America. And it's because to Americans, I'm different. I speak differently, I have a different accent, I have a different sense of humor. I'm just unique to Americans. The people that watch me are Americans. For British men, they don't find me attractive. To British men, I'm just same old, probably just remind them of their sister or something like that. I'm not unique to British men. To them, I'm one of a number. That's why I've seen from other cultures, I've seen the date outside your race. Date outside your race because you're appreciated. And I think there definitely is something in that. I think if you date outside your race, you are more likely to be accepted because you're seen as different and unique. And I think that's why I tend to get more Americans watch my videos because British men just are not attracted to me whatsoever. Okay, the third reason why I prefer Americans. On the whole, just a more positive outlook on life. On the whole, seem happier, seem more driven, they want to achieve, they think outside the box. In the UK, it's very much tunnel vision. I mean, I even think in corporate, I look back and I think I was literally the only person doing YouTube there. Nobody else was doing anything to escape the corporate job. They all just accepted that that was their life. They all just accepted that they were going to go to work, they were going to do a job, and they would go on holidays. And I just watched these people go to work, hate the job, go on holiday for 2 weeks and come back, and they'd spend all their money on the 2 weeks holiday that they had. And I'd look and think, yeah, these people have seen the world, but they're going to be doing that till they're 70. Whereas I thought, okay, I'm not seeing the world, but long term, I think my strategy's better. Just in general, the mindset's different. If I'm dating someone on a dating app and if I mention that I'm a YouTuber, it's straight away just brought down with negativity. It's negative. People make jokes, say, oh, do you mean you do OnlyFans? It's seen as not a real job. And I've definitely just encountered that from British men. Just this lack of taking me seriously, thinking that what I'm doing is a pipe dream. Whereas I think Americans are more receptive because they're socialized different. They're socialized to believe the American dream, everything's possible. If you put in enough work, you can make it. Americans are simply just socialized different to British people. British people are just brought up to accept that this is your lot. This is your lot in life. If you're not upper class, you remain working class the rest of your life. And I think some people, they sadly still hold on to, oh, working class, it's good to be working class. And if they somehow leave the working class, then they're selling out from their values. Just in general, I find it's just more positive, just a better outlook on life than British people. And it's more attractive. It's more attractive if you're a female dating. You want to be around happy, positive people that are ambitious, that want to create something in life, that want to create a legacy. I want to create a legacy of some sort. I don't really know what that's going to be at present, but if you talk to a British person about creating a legacy, they laugh you out the room. It's just an alien concept to most British people of creating a legacy, creating something that helps other people. It's very inward in the UK. It's very, if I have problems, I just drink, I just go out the weekend, and then I go back to the job I hate. That is sadly British culture. And when British men meet me, it repels them. I find that it repels them, the fact that I want to do well. I find with British men, yeah, they will rich shame me. They'll call me shallow. They'll say I'm delusional for having dreams. They'll say I'm never going to make it. This is what I find with British men, sadly, is that they don't want to help me rise. They just want to push me back down to the working classes and not try and better myself. And that's sadly what I found with British men. I just find American men hotter. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the tan. I think it's because the Americans I see are more self-actualized. And obviously to a female, seeing a self-actualized man is going to be more attractive. It's going to be more attractive to a woman than a man that isn't self-actualized, a man that doesn't know where he's going. And then if I do meet someone that's trying to be self-actualized, like the writer guy, I feel like this poor man will probably be in my videos until the end of time. But if I do meet someone like that, then it's almost like a competition. It's a competition between who is the most competitive. And he had to take jabs at me. He had to take jabs at me because he was, even though he was working towards something, he was still not fully actualized. And this is what men sadly do on dating apps, is if they're not self-actualized, they lie. And men lie, obviously, to get dates, because he knows if he puts delivery driver on his profile, he knows he's not going to get any matches. He knows if he puts delivery driver, no one's going to swipe with him, because people are going to be like, oh, he's delivery driver. He's not going to have money. He's not going to take me out to dinner. He's going to be a brokey. So what did he do? He lied and he put writer on his profile because he knows people are going to think, if I put writer, then I have more money, then women will be interested. Women are not gold diggers. We just want a man that is self-actualized and can help provide for the family. I find the British men that I meet just take it out on me. I'm kind of in general fed up of men taking their pain out on me because I've worked so hard to better myself, to make something for my children, to develop, to go on a self-help healing journey, to not be involved with men, to take periods of celibacy, to take periods to think. And it kind of gets tiring when you just meet men that aren't healed. You just meet men that haven't worked through their shit, that are constantly bringing their baggage onto me. I'm not saying that every American is going to be perfect and healed. I know there's going to be problems wherever I date, but I think that's just why I find American men more attractive. I feel like for American men, there isn't so much of a shame around therapy. I think American men are more likely to go to therapy, go on a retreat or something, or work through their trauma, work through their issues. Whereas in Britain, we don't do that. The male version of therapy for men is going down the pub, having a few pints with their mates. And yeah, there is something in that. But if that's literally the only thing they're doing and they're not seeking professional help when they need to, I think that's when they push their pain onto women. There's this quote I've always liked from The Colour Purple, which I remember reading at school, but even as a teenager, it had a real deep impact on me. And it said that, I'll have to look it up, but it's along the lines of women are the mules of the world. And when you look into it, obviously this book was created around the Deep South and the issues with racism. And when you look at it, Alice explains it that the white men would oppress the white women because they were deemed as beneath them. And then the white women would oppress the black man because the black man was deemed beneath them. And then the black man would oppress the black female because the black female was deemed beneath them. So you get this concept of black women being, unfortunately, it's called the mules of the world. That's the quote, because they carry the oppression of the white man oppressing the white woman oppressing the black man, and then the black man oppressing the black woman. And sometimes I think this is what happens. I think if men do not feel power in their life, they seek to punch down. They seek to punch down at the next available option. And this is why you'll see online white men oppressing white women. Then you'll see black men oppressing black women. It's when people don't have power, they punch down. They punch down at the next available scapegoat, the next available punching bag. And I think that's sadly what you see online. That's why you saw all the Kevin Samuel stuff, because Kevin Samuels hadn't worked on his shit that he felt, and he knew he couldn't punch up at white people, he couldn't punch up at white women. So he thought, I'll punch down at black women. And that's unfortunately what I think we saw with the whole Kevin Samuels and the red pill, is because these men didn't feel any power in their life. And what they did is they sadly had to punch down. They had to punch down to feel a sense of power in their life. And this is what I sadly feel that some British men are like. They have to punch down at me because they see me as someone pursuing their dreams and they don't like it. Whereas I find American culture seems to be different, in people are more receptive to you doing a podcast. People are more receptive to you having dreams. It's because Americans are socialized in a completely different way than British people are socialized. I think that's why I just find American men hotter at the moment. This is supposed to be like a really funny video, but it actually turned into something a bit deeper. Sometimes that's the way it goes. Thanks for watching. Take care.